Welcome back to Fox 9 Morning News.
It is 6:45. Welcome back. A local couple on a quest for the perfect bread started their own mill.
I love it. Sunrise Flour Mill is one of 5 companies in the entire U.S. using technologies from the 30s to create amazing bread. It worked then, it works now. Shane Wells has the story now from North Branch. Hi, Shane.
Good morning. And they say that this flour will basically make you a better baker, but also it's better for you. So there's a lot of benefits here. We have Marty Glanville with us, her husband Daryl, that they started it. I said, you started a mill. This was never your intention. No. You had retired from your careers. Yep. You had the land. You were living the life. How did you end up here?
Daryl wanted to learn how to bake bread. And then people wanted to buy his bread, and he didn't want to be a baker. So he said, well, maybe we should sell the flour. And for the first 2 or 3 years, he was baking a lot. We were trying to develop a pizza flour, and he kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And a lot of people told us, we were at Mill City Farmers Market, a lot of people said, you know, I'm gluten intolerant, I can't eat your product. So one day, after he had eaten a lot of pasta out in a restaurant, he was really sick. And so I thought, maybe there's something to gluten intolerance.
Yeah.
And so we went gluten-free that day. He got better within 2 days. He was well within 2 months, but we didn't like eating gluten-free. So he started researching, and he discovered heritage wheat, which is the old wheat that we grew up on. It was what everybody was eating from the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s when they started hybridizing. Okay. And nobody knows exactly why people are so sensitive to modern wheat, but we have thousands and thousands of customers now who can eat this, and they give us
their body can take it.
They can. They don't get stomach aches. They don't get rashes. They don't get joint pain. We make no medical claims, but we just know we have all of these people who tell us they can eat it.
And just looking at how you started, which was you said you'd make one rack and you thought that was good, and now you have a whole warehouse. You're filling up, you know, FedEx trucks, taking your stuff all over the country.
Yeah, we ship every day. We had the infrastructure in place to do online sales, and so when COVID came along, we had flour when a lot of other people didn't, and we had the ability to do online sales and to ship, and it just went from there.
And we're going to talk later in the show today about the process, because we talked about how the wheat is really unique itself. Where do you get that from, by the way?
Primarily Nebraska and Kansas for our hard wheat, and Arizona for our soft wheat. Minnesota is not a good wheat growing state.
Okay.
It's too humid.
Okay.
It needs almost high desert.
Interesting.
Or desert.
This type that you're using especially.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk more about the process, because we mentioned it's a 30s technology that you've sort of renewed, and it does the grinding and pulverizing a little differently, which is part of how it becomes more tolerable for some people. Thank you so much, Marty. Such an interesting story. You guys are a great success story.
Thanks.
They do want to retire someday for real, by the way.
But, you know.
On the second career.
Eventually they will. They'll get around to it, I guess.
Wow, that's fascinating. I can't wait to hear more, Shane.
All right, thank you, Shane.